Hey everybody, and welcome back to Rack and Rod Chronicles. This is episode number 6, and in this episode we're going to review something that I got my hands on a little bit before New Year's, and we actually had it out at ATA. We just didn't have a booth there. We were using it as a prop, and this particular product is called the Sneaky Hunter Boot Lamp, and everybody that saw it at ATA loved it. And before I get too far into the review, I wanted to apologize because when we were setting the booth up and we were using these as props on the mannequin for the SJK booth, they happened to get put on the boots of the mannequin incorrectly. And the owners at Sneaky Hunter had messaged me, and we didn't catch it until after I had posted the pictures to our Instagram page. So I do apologize for that, but wanted to get this review out because we have to leave on an impromptu trip tomorrow to Kansas. We're back Thursday for like an hour, and then we're on our way to SHOT Show on Friday. So for those of you that saw the pictures on our Instagram and Facebook page, let me explain this product because it's ingenious. Jim and Annette, the owners of Sneaky Hunter, have a fabulous product on their hand. And I'm not sure why it took so long, but I'm glad that they finally brought it out. So basically, how many have you been going into the stand early in the morning, headlamp on or a flashlight in your hand, and as you're walking in, you're kind of searching the area and you hit a deer or an elk or whatever your game may be right in the face with that light, their eyes glow up green, and they take off. So instead of spooking deer or elk or any game as you're on your way into your tree stand, this little light straps onto your boot, or if you saw the other pictures we posted from ATA, they can also be worn just above the knee so that the light still projects to the ground. And this one, in case of high brush, high grass, deep snow, obviously if it's still on your boot, you're not going to be able to see it very well. So if you move it up to the knee, the angle of this lamp still hits right where you need it to hit. And it was amazing. We actually took this out on a coyote hunt on New Year's Eve, so we can kind of get a little bit more visual of it. And I'm not going to include the hunt in this video only for the fact that we have another hunt planned with the boot lamps, and we want to kind of combine the footage so you guys can really get the idea behind this. But as you can see, just holding this, I have the lights on in my office. I'm pretty much almost blinding the camera, and that's why I have to keep moving it. But I am lighting up my entire back wall of my office right now. And what's really great is, because it is pretty bright, it comes in 2 different stealth modes. So there's 2 separate SKUs of the boot lamp. You have a white, a red, and a violet, or a white, a green, and a violet. So red being very stealthy, most animals can't see it. We actually used this predominantly once we got into our setup on the coyote hunt. It actually added more light. We were able to see our decoy from where we were sitting. And then we had our standard spotlight mounted to our rifles so that as animals were coming in, we could see them in a distance if we had a further shot. And everybody says, well, you know, what's violet? Violet is your blood tracking. And we also got to put this to use on the coyote hunt. And it picked up that blood like that. We followed it. Obviously, it wasn't a big, track, kind of like you're, trailing a deer. Coyotes, if you shoot them correctly, you'll end up with them dropping right where you're shooting. But in some cases, they may run just a tad bit. So we wanted to put the violet light to work, and it works perfectly. And I'm going to pull my boot up here a second because I actually have the other one mounted to my boot. So they're meant to be put in the arch of your shoe, and they actually have little tiny tabs right there in the front. And this boot, it's a Wellington, so it's not meant for those tabs, but I wanted to just kind of give you guys a look at how it's supposed to be mounted onto a shoe or a boot. So this is how it should have been on that mannequin, and unfortunately it was set up towards the toe, and we realized why it was there after the fact was the pegs for the mannequin were in the middle of the foot, and we couldn't slide it back anymore. But so those tabs are meant to go under or into your lace on a lace-up boot, and that'll keep it, you know, pretty sturdy, along with the Velcro strap that comes with them. And everything about this lamp, both the strap, the housing, they're not made out of cheap material. The outside shell of the actual lamp is a pretty hefty plastic. It's not by any means heavy, but obviously wearing it on your foot, you know, you may kick something, you may hit a rock. It's going to take some beating up to really do some damage to this thing. And because the strap is in the arch of the boot, you really don't have to worry about it wearing out and ripping. If for some reason you do have an issue with it, they do sell replacement straps off their website. But this is the green version, so there's white and there's green, and then it also has the violet. And what I love about it is literally I'm barely touching this button up on top. It's a one button operation. There's, you know, no different switches. There's no 8 different programs you have to get through. It was made with the hunter in mind, ease of use, durability. They run on 3 AAA batteries, and if you go to their website, which is www.sneakyhunter.com, you can go into their shop and it'll pull up all the specs. So they're 40 lumen LEDs. They have a 50-meter distance on the light, and it's probably a little further than that. I mean, it might not be dead on bright past that, but it's pretty bright past that. The battery life is about 70 hours. Now, we had the red version, this guy here, on for about 5 hours during different stands of a coyote hunt on New Year's Eve. We had the red ones on the mannequin at ATA and had them on from basically 7 in the morning till about 6 at night. So there's still plenty of battery life left in there. So we have a couple other hunts planned after SHOT Show, and then we're going to collab the video together so that you guys get a full-on view of what they look like at night. They also have some reviews on their website, but the best part about this is, you know, I've just described this. It's built well, ease of use, long battery life, it's LED. Most guys that have headlamps or good flashlights pay somewhere between $90 to $150 depending on the brand. These guys have this on the site for $59.99. Now at SHOT Show, or excuse me, at ATA, we had some of their pamphlets with us in the booth so that if people ask, we can give them better information. I can tell you right now, I'm out of brochures and flyers. So because we use them as a prop, and I kind of did it purposely so that there was light shining into the aisle, people just ate it up because they were able to see light beams into the middle of the aisle, and they're wondering where it's coming from. So they, of course, come down the aisle and see these things. And especially once we put them up on the knee, they were a little bit more visible. So people really started asking questions. So I'm hoping that you guys will go visit their website and take a look. And not only do they make them for hunters, but they also make a hiking boot lamp, which technically you can use the hunting boot lamp for hiking, but they make one very specific to hiking where they take out the violet and they give you white, red, and green. So, I mean, how many hikers out there, you trip over a tree root, a rock, something you didn't see, your head's always down because of a headlamp. You know, this puts the light where you need it. So, Jim and Annette, you guys did a phenomenal job with this product, and I know everybody at the industry show was pretty impressed by it, just from the comments I was getting, and I am definitely 100% behind them, and I know because I've been guilty of it since I'm 12 years old wearing a headlamp or carrying a flashlight into my tree stand way before you first light. This is my new go-to for sure. And you know, mobile hunting has become the big thing. Something you don't have to take off and put in a pack. Keep these on your boots. You're using a saddle, you're using a climber. They're not going anywhere. Those things will be attached to your boot all day. Reach down and shut them off when you get up in your tree. Get into your blind, and you're good to go. This way, they're still on your feet, and if you shoot something and you need to track it, and that nighttime is coming in, that last shooting light shot, we've all taken one before. So now you have something you can track your blood with, and it's attached right to your feet, so it makes things a lot easier. So guys, we hope you enjoyed this Sneaky Hunter boot lamp review. Remember to go to their website, check them out, $59.99. You cannot go wrong. And that website again is www.sneakyhunter.com. Our next episode will air after SHOT Show. Like I said earlier, we have an impromptu trip to Kansas tomorrow, and we're back late Thursday, and then we go basically right back to the airport and jump on a plane for Vegas. So we are going to do some filming out there. It won't be quite as much as we did at ATA just because of time frames, appointments, meetings, and policies. So I will film what we can on a GoPro and keep in tune for the coyote hunt using the Sneaky Hunter boot lamp, because there's some definitely good footage that will push this product right up there with the best of it. So guys, again, thank you. We'll talk to you soon, and thanks for watching.